Over 400 foreign fishing vessels are within the country's exclusive economic zone in the West Philippine Sea, according to the Armed Forces of the Philippines. The commander of AFP Western Command, Vice Admiral Alberto Carlos, says that based on the latest estimate of the AFP, more than 400 foreign vessels are in the West Philippine Sea. Carlos adds that 85% of these foreign vessels are from China. AFP Chief Romeo Bronner Jr. says that the country is looking into deploying naval reservists to match the Chinese maritime militia in the West Philippine Sea. This development comes after China Coast Guard ships last Saturday fired water cannons at Philippine vessels in Ayungin Shoal in the West Philippine Sea. Through its 9-line claim, China asserts it owns almost all areas in the South China Sea, including the West Philippine Sea. But the Philippines challenged this before the Permanent Court of Arbitration, which later invalidated Beijing's sweeping claim. The Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea deems Filipinos who defend China's recent aggressive behavior in the West Philippine Sea unpatriotic and traitorous. In a post on X, PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela, chides Filipinos defending and making excuses for China after the China Coast Guard fired water cannons at Philippine vessels in Ayungin Shoal. He cites the importance of showing loyalty to the country given current developments in the West Philippine Sea. According to Tariela, while he recognizes freedom of speech as an important right, he says it should not be misused to justify unpatriotic actions by acting as China's mouthpiece. Tariela then urges Filipinos to unite in calling out China's aggressive and unlawful actions in the West Philippine Sea. He also calls on Filipinos to stand together in protecting the country's interests, as well as a peaceful resolution to the issue. 12 militia vessels supported the China Coast Guard in its water cannon attack on Philippine vessels last Saturday in Ayungin Shoal. This is according to the Armed Forces of the Philippines. In a public briefing, AFP spokesperson Colonel Medel Aguilar points out the presence of 12 maritime militia boats. They were supporting the 6 China Coast Guard ships that fired water cannons at Philippine vessels on a resupply mission to BRP Sierra Madre in Ayungin Shoal.
Namataan ng ating mga sundalo at mga sibilyan, yung mga tripulante na mayroong 12 maritime militia na ito ay sumusuporta doon sa 6 na barko ng China Coast Guard. At tama po, mayroon din pong presensya ang People's Liberation Army Navy na nandun din po sa vicinity ng Ayungin Shoal.
Aguilar also notes the presence of the People's Liberation Army Navy in the vicinity of Ayungin Shoal. He clarifies, however, that they did not participate in the dangerous maneuvers of the China Coast Guard.
Hindi naman po lahat ito ay nag-participate o na-involve doon sa paghaharang, pag-water cannon, at saka sa mga dangerous maneuvers na isinagawa.
The Department of Environment and Natural Resources confirms all 22 reclamation projects in Manila Bay are suspended. The statement comes after President Bongbong Marcos' pronouncement that all but one reclamation project was suspended. In a palace briefing, DENR Chief Tony Yulo Loizaga says that upon clarification with the President, all projects are under review, meaning all are suspended.
The declaration is really that all of these projects are suspended at this point. No? So all are under review. We have to take our time, really beginning with those that are ongoing because they're in fact already impacting the areas. And then we will graduate to those that are in fact still not yet begun.
According to Loizaga, the suspension took effect upon the President's declaration. Asked how long these projects would be suspended, Loizaga says that it depends on the results of cumulative impact assessment.
We need to look into, number one, the environmental impacts, but also the social impacts of these activities. Know that I've been an advocate of transdisciplinary work, not not multi, but transdisciplinary work. That means disciplines need to intersect. The results need to reflect the intersections between the disciplines. And when you say transdisciplinary work, we learn from communities, we learn from experts in practice, we don't just learn from scientists who are professors.
The Philippine Statistics Authority says the reported discovery of Philippine identification cards in a garbage disposal area in Negros Occidental was an isolated case already being investigated by the agency. The agency's pronouncement was in reference to a circulating video on social media taken in Barangay Tiling, Kawayan, Negros Occidental, where a number of PhilIDs were found among trash. The said video went viral on social media as early as mid-July. According to the PSA, it is investigating the reports in collaboration with barangay officials and the Philippine Postal Corporation. The agency assures it is an isolated case as they give highest priority to privacy and security of data. PSA adds that they follow strict protocols in the distribution of PhilIDs and e-PhilIDs. PSA says it commits to address any gaps found in the system of delivery to ensure that the incident would not happen again. The city of Manila is declaring Filipino drag queen Pura Luka Vega as persona non grata for offending religious feelings. Vega became viral for a series of performances wearing a black Nazarene-inspired drag costume and allegedly mocked the Catholic faith on several occasions bordering on blasphemy. Manila Councilor Ricardo Isip says the city is reserving the right to file criminal charges against Vega for offending religious freedom, which is covered by a provision under the revised penal code. Manila is the first local government in the National Capital Region to declare Vega as persona non grata, but the fifth locality so far within the country to do so. Vega also faces criminal charges initiated by the Philippines for Jesus movement, a coalition of Christian groups. In a post on X, Vega questions the declaration, saying they don't know what exactly they did wrong. Vega adds that localities declared them persona non grata without understanding the performance's intent. Alamin naman natin ang mainit na balita sa mundo ng showbiz kasama si Pauline Del Rosario ng Bandera. Pauline?
Hello, Chari! At sa mga kabandera natin all over the universe. Heto ang latest chika. Gaya ng ilang first-time mommies, matinding challenge din ang hinarap ng Kapuso Ultimate Star na si Jeneline Mercado pagdating sa pagpapapayat. Sa isang podcast interview, inamin ni Jen na isa sa pinakamahirap gawin after giving birth ay ang maibalik ang kanyang dating katawan. At bilang aktibo na ulit siya sa showbiz, inamin ni Jen na doble kayod siya sa kanyang balik-alindog program. Pagbubunyag pa niya, ang pagtitraining sa triathlon ang isa sa mga ginagawa niya upang muling maging fit and healthy. Nabanggit din ng aktres na super thankful siya sa kanyang mister na si Dennis Trillo dahil all out pa rin ang suporta nito sa kanyang pagpapasexy. Ayon pa sa kanya, maayos at very smooth ang kanilang agreement pagdating sa kanilang first baby na si Dylan. Kapag may trabaho, halinhinan daw silang mag-asawa para siguradong hands-on pa rin sila sa pag-aalaga. Inanunsyo ang showbiz comeback ni Jen nitong Mayo matapos ang 2 taon na pahinga sa industriya. Taong 2021 nang ikinasal sila Jen at Dennis at makalipas naman ng 1 taon, biniyayaan sila ng anak.
At yan ang latest bandera chika natin for today. Thank you, Chari!
Maraming salamat, Pauline. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. The Armed Forces of the Philippines says there are more than 400 fishing vessels in the West Philippine Sea, 85% of which are from China. AFP Chief Romeo Bronner says the country is looking to deploy our own maritime militia. DENR confirms all 22 reclamation projects in Manila Bay are suspended. And DepEd launches the recalibrated K-10 Matatag curriculum. And these are the stories you need to know today. I am Shari Abarca. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net.